Hi everyone, DG here. I hope everybody's okay with all this crazy weather we've been having, right? Whew, 31 below wind chill out here outside of St. Louis, and I know a lot of you have it a lot worse. We didn't get that much snow, so I hope you guys are all okay. Today I want to talk about a very famous and historically significant musician who happened to be my mentor, the late great Monk Montgomery, brother of the iconic guitarist Wes and drummer vivist Buddy. So I just want to say, when bass players tell me, maybe I started too late, blah, 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 I ask them, how old were you? And they tell me, and I go, well, have you ever heard of Monk Montgomery? And they go, of course. He started it all. And I go, well, Monk was living in Indiana working in a factory, and his brother Wes was on the West Coast doing pretty well. And he wanted some of that, so he picked up the upright bass and started shedding. And he was 30 years old. Okay? Wrap your mind around that. So fast forward, years later, I had been so fortunate to meet Monk, and he helped get me a National Endowment for the Arts, an NEA, $10,000 non-matching grant to study privately, which I did. Finished both Simandl books, and we became good friends, and he was a wonderful mentor. He was what a mentor should be. So I was home from a tour. I played with, show bands and so forth. That's how I met the great film composer Dan Slider back in the day. Dan was our conductor for one of the shows. And we went on to be lifelong friends and did our Slider Glenn album, my debut album, back in 83 or 4, whenever it was. So I'm home on a 6-week break, and I would stay with my parents because it was ridiculous to get an apartment. How long are you going to be here? 6 weeks. Slam. And you're a musician on top of that? Yeah, and I'm a bass player too. Double slam. So I was sitting in my parents' den, staring out the window, and my mother waddled in and said, there's a Mr. Mingy on the phone. Mr. Mingy. And I'm like, Mr. Mingy? I don't know any Mr. Mingy. Okay. So I pick up the phone, and it's Monk. He says, Dan, how are you? How's everything going? You're back, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, how's everything going? I told him what I was up to. I'd finished my second Simandl book. Life was okay, There was no HIV, no guns, no shootings, no mayhem. It was, the biggest enemy we had back then, my friends, was disco. And it wasn't all that bad. I copped some pretty cool bass lines from that, to be honest. So he said, listen, Dan, I'm calling to tell you, the music program we have for underprivileged kids. And I go, yeah. He goes, well, my dear friend Dizzy Gillespie, the Dizzy Gillespie, is going to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson tonight. So tune in. He's going to talk about all this and stump the whole program. He's going to push it and give us some great PR. And I went, wow, okay, I'm tuning in. So we talked for a while, and I bid him well, hung up, and spent the next few hours just circling the TV like a shark. And it came time. The theme, Joel DeBartolo's playing his bass line, Snooky Young, all the great players. And it was time. And Johnny says, we're going to have the iconic Dizzy Gillespie come out and talk with us. We love having Dizzy on, and he introduces him. And I'm going like, this is so cool. I know what's going to happen. I'm part of something bigger than myself. This is really cool. So Dizzy comes out and does his whole segment. It's quite long, actually. And never says a word, not one word, about the music program for underprivileged children. Doesn't mention Monk. Not one word. So I freaked out. I'm like, what? What just happened? What just didn't happen? So about a week goes by, and Monk calls me up. And my mother didn't answer the phone. She was gone, and I picked it up, and he goes, Dan, it's Monk Montgomery. And I go, how are you? He goes, I'm great. Well, listen, you're getting ready to leave pretty soon? I go, in a few weeks. I go, Monk, I have to ask you, you must be livid. You must be freaking out. You must have been so angry, so disappointed. I mean, I watched Dizzy on the Tonight Show, and I kept waiting for him, and it was a pretty long segment. I mean, he's jazz royalty. He's an American treasure. So he got a very long segment, and I just kept waiting. And he said, well, Dan, and I kept cutting Monk off, and I said, he never said one word. You must be quite angry. And Monk laughed, and he said, Dan, stop. Listen. He goes, why do you think we call him Dizzy? Wow, that was a moment for me. I mean, he was just so forgiving, so mellow, and he just said, yeah, we'll get it next time, which they did, by the way. But that taught me something. In that moment, that taught me something, and that was true mentoring. He did that through example, because I was leading him down the road of let's be angry and you must be, and he wasn't buying it. And I got an insight into bebop history. Why do you think we call him Dizzy? I love that. So that's it. I wanted to share that with you guys because that was a moment for me. And of course, Monk passed quite a few years ago. And his work will be with us forever. He opened things up for us bass players, and we were allowed to just go wherever we wanted to go because he had the courage to say, no, I'm going to play this Fender bass. I like this. I'm going to play this. And they gave him a hard time, but he stuck to his guns. And ding wall, here we are. So much love to all of you. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I wish you all well. Until next time, this is DG.